All right, y'all. So I promised y'all this video. I said I was going to break down more in depth the section of the law that talks about identity theft. So 15 USC 1681 C2, black of information resulting from identity theft. Except as otherwise provided in this section, a consumer reporting agency shall block the reporting of the information in the file of a consumer that the consumer identifies as information that resulted from an alleged identity theft not later than 4 business days after the date of receipt by such agency of, and then we went over that in the last video, but appropriate proof of the identity of the consumer, which is what you're going to give the credit reporting agencies. Remember, is provided to this credit reporting agencies that, hey, this is a result of identity theft, right? A copy of the identity theft report, which I taught you guys how to go over in the last video, which is going to the FTC and creating a report, and then the identification of such information by the consumer, which is the accounts that you believe is you're a victim of identity theft resulting from, and a statement by the consumer that the information is not information relating to any transaction by the consumer, which is the 2 things we put in the identity theft report and we submitted through the CFPB. Notification. A consumer reporting agency shall promptly notify the furnisher of information identified by the consumer under subsection A, that the information may be a result of identity theft, that the identity theft report has been filed, because you have to file it per law, that a block has been requested under this section, and of the effective dates of the block. So they have to block it. It's not like they can't. They have to block it. The information that the consumer alleged was identity theft, that information inside of that identity theft report, they have to block it. And remember what it said. It said within 4 days. So within 4 days. All right, so here is kind of like the tricky part when it comes to identity theft. Yeah, this is like the tricky part when it comes to identity theft, right? Now, a lot of times, does it come back like this? No, it doesn't. It doesn't, right? Especially when it comes to third-party debt collectors and hard inquiries, things of that nature. They don't really fight you on it, right? They kind of just remove the information and they keep it removed, right? But here is the rights that, again, because you can't take bits and pieces, you got this is the whole section, right? So it says authority to decline or rescind. So just because you say it, I know you're like, okay, well, hold on, wait a minute, because it says also that within 4 days they have to remove it. They do have to remove it, right? But again, they can also decline or rescind. And a lot of times, you'll see, okay, well, because remember, this is to the credit reporting agencies. Once they send it to the company, and the company is like, oh, no. Because the credit reporting agency doesn't have proof, but they do have to block, because they're allowing it to be furnished, they do have to block that information and remove it. But at the same time, they're also going to send it to the company. Now, the company can say, oh, no, this is BS. Okay, we're not buying it. We're resend it. We're going to send whatever little paperwork we need to send in, or whatever the case may be, and we're going to put the shit back on there. Okay, so this is where that comes into play. Authority to decline or rescind in general. A consumer reporting agency may decline to block or may rescind any block of information relating to a consumer under this section if the consumer reporting agency reasonably determines that the information was blocked in error or a block was requested by the consumer in error. How would they know this? You can go ahead and let them know. That's something else that you can add to your CFPB complaint. Hi, I'm making this complaint by me, the consumer, your first and last name. This is not being reported in error. The information was blocked or a block was requested by the consumer on the basis of a material misrepresentation of fact by the consumer relevant to the request to block. That's something that they're going to, that if they do reverse it, that's something that you can ask for on the basis of what? Okay? Always put the burden of proof on them. Ask questions. Y'all ask questions with everything else. Y'all be in the people business on everything else. Ask questions. Ask questions about your report. The consumer obtained possessions of goods, services, or money as a result of the blocked transaction or transactions. So I always tell y'all this when it comes to you claiming identity theft on accounts that aren't yours. Again, like I said, it doesn't happen a lot, but for the instances and the people, because it's still a lot of people at the end of the day that have gone through this, when the company decides to sue you, they will bring up transactional history between you and them in discovery. So they may not be able right then and there to give it to the consumer reporting agency, right? They may not be able to supply all of these because again, that stuff is private, right? They may not be able to give that information to the credit reporting agencies, but if they rescind it and they say no, put this shit back on here, and they want to sue you for the debt, what does it say? The consumer obtained possessions of goods, services, or money as a result of the blocked transaction or transactions. Now, again, they are going to have to prove it, but unless you claimed identity theft on everything, I mean, did you? Again, they're going to ask you these things like, did you file identity theft report on your transactions on your bank account? Because at the end of the day, you gave us money for this account. Here's the transactions right here. So again, you have to remember, again, when you're claiming identity theft for reports to get them removed, which a lot of people do. If it ever comes a time you have to go to court, you're going to have to prove that. You're going to have to prove it. So what you gonna say when they pull out the transaction history? For those of you saying, okay, put the repossession under identity theft report and get it removed. What are you gonna say when they do their investigation and see that you did possess the goods or services? I'm not playing with y'all. This ad. All right, then this is the last little section that we're going to go over. Notification to consumer. If a block of information is declined or rescinded under this subsection, the affected consumer shall be notified promptly. And this is a lot of the times what they don't do. So if you already did it and it came back and they didn't do this, try to file another complaint. Do the same thing that we talked about, the FCC, the CFPB. Do another complaint and let them know I wasn't even notified, again, promptly, in the same manner as consumers are notified of the reinsertion of information under this section. So go look at this section because they have a certain amount of days to let you know, hey, this information is being reinserted on your credit report. A lot of the times they don't do that, which is a violation, okay? A lot of the times they don't do that. They just put it back on there and you look at it and be like, wait, I thought I removed this account. I thought I did it and I removed it, and then it comes back. They have to notify you of that. Okay. Significance of block for purposes of this subsection. If a consumer reporting agency rescinds a block, the presence of information in the file of a consumer prior to the blocking of such information is not evidence of whether the consumer knew or should have knew that the consumer obtained possession of any goods, services, or money as a result of the block. All right. So if you learn something new, make sure you give me a like, follow, and share this video, and make sure you stay tuned for more videos because I will be breaking down consumer law on this page, and just giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to fight corrupt companies, credit reporting agencies, debt collectors, creditors, whatever the case may be. We're going to talk about it on this page. We're going to be very, very thorough and very, very informative, and let me know if you guys like the long form content as well. Like I know a lot of TikTok, our attention span is very, very short. I know people want to, watch a 60-second video, but let me know if you guys would like more videos like this, more in-depth, longer, and, a breakdown of these things. I might try to limit a lot of these videos to 5 minutes or whatever the case may be, but if you guys click the link in my bio and you head on over to my Instagram, on my Instagram, I have my website if you are struggling with credit repair and you want to know how to do it the right way. And I also have the YouTube channel in there, which I will be dropping videos. I will be dropping videos on there weekly. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.